weren't.
been around 2 weeks. We took a pause for the hobby stream due to the presidential elections, and well,
Yeah, yeah,
I
the
think we were
debate.
rewarded.
Yeah, it was terrible. It
It
was
was
terrible.
it was terrible. You're right.
I don't know if I'll watch the ones tomorrow. The debates tomorrow. I guess I probably will, but they will. I don't think they'll be as much of a dumpster fire because Trump will not be
Yeah.
talking. But who knows? They'll still probably be really bad. We'll see though. Yeah.
Right.
So it's been a while. I don't know. I feel despite it being 2 weeks, I feel I have almost nothing to show hobby wise.
Yeah, honestly, I don't have a whole lot myself.
I guess a
Yeah,
lot of this has to do with the fact that as of late, I've been spending my time trimming and assembling Blood Bowl models. I've finished assembling a whole bunch of them, mainly, as we've talked about in the past, to kind of get ready to play Blitz Bowl. Which, fortunately for Blitz Bowl, you only need 6 players on any one team. So, yeah. So I finished a Dark Elf team, which I think we showed them a little bit in a previous stream. But
yeah, I got the copy of the game here.
there it
Second
is.
season of
Straight from Barnes and Noble, if you're in America.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's the only place you can get it, regardless of it's America.
I sort of maybe that was the other one. I thought the earlier version there were a few other stores throughout the world that sold it, but not really a whole lot.
I kind of heard that it was sold in Germany, but maybe also in Barnes and Noble. Or regardless,
Oh,
it's not. It hasn't been widely available, in
yeah.
that you legitimately, I think, have to. Like, you can't get it from a hobby store. You can't get it. I don't even think from Games Workshop's stores.
Yeah,
So
so yeah, not even from their like web store.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I guess it must just be some uh deal with Barnes and Noble or something that I don't know. But
Was the
uh,
original Blitz Bowl game like that as well? Season 1 as they call it.
yeah,
So I guess maybe that means it did well. Because
possibly.
I wouldn't think they'd do it again unless it did at least
Because they had a
okay.
whole host of other games, like for Age of Sigmar and a 40K related thing, and I don't know for sure, but I don't think the quality of game was quite there. Whereas, but I'm not 100% sure. But Blitzball was pretty well liked. But so I got a copy of the game, like I showed, and then I assembled. I put together the two teams, which was like a dwarf team and a human team, and I actually just did some like milliput work on some of them tonight, like fill in some holes and gaps and stuff. Not that
That
you can
Dwarf
see
Slayer, that model was
was the worst
yeah.
in terms of like little gaps and whatnot. But so I filled those out, and I don't know. I think the last time I was on here, we'd kind of been talking about this as well, and that I was gonna try to finish assembling some halflings and start to paint them, and that was somewhat sidetracked because of going to assemble the other two teams. But I did kind of do a zenithal priming on 6 of the models. So I kind of painted I admittedly, I actually primed them gray, and
Mm-hmm.
then over that sprayed them black, then a coat of, like, kind of a mid-tone gray from, like, a, what, 45-degree angle, and then finally from the top, I sprayed them with like white ink such that they would kind of have a gradient and still have darker regions. And the hope is that I'm gonna try to do some glazing to kind of paint them and such more quickly. All of this is kind of like it's a relatively common technique that people talk about, but specifically, I watched some Vince Ventrella's
Hmm.
videos on painting and whatnot, and he kind of talks at length about it. But yeah, hey Dave, nice to have you here.
Yeah. No, yeah, I
But
have
so I,
some pictures of two of the halflings you
yeah,
sprayed.
yeah. So it's maybe not super clear, but you can kind of see like it's darker underneath like the folds of
Look
the
at those yellowtail
clothing.
wine corks.
Yep, bro, what that is.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I think that looks pretty nice. I mean, you can certainly see where the different folds and stuff are in like the clothing, and certainly there are certainly shadows and stuff underneath certain areas.
I think before I go in and try to glaze on some of the colors, I'm gonna use hey Johnny, nice to have you here too.
Oh,
And
Wartsylvania as well.
Pennsylvania.
everyone's here.
Yeah. But yeah, so I plan to like sort of pick out some of the darker regions and maybe even further highlight some of the upper regions just with plain white ink and a black ink. Payne's gray, like a Dollarani, really dark gray. Just
Oh
pick them
yeah,
out a little bit more before um
go in there with some inks and stuff to get the different
yeah.
colors.
Admittedly, I haven't 100% decided on how I want to paint them, but I was thinking
Hmm.
about painting them somewhat like the Ravens, like the Baltimore Ravens,
Purple.
so like purple and black and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
no, I hear
see.
that. Um, I don't have that much to show in terms of the models that I'm working on, but um, I've assembled. Oh yeah, Johnny says Payne's gray, clutch for black for me. Yeah, no, I recently got some of that as well, and I look forward to playing around with it.
Yeah, I guess for you, how do you use it? Do you like dilute it and like kind of use it almost like a wash or shade areas and stuff, or do you just paint it straight as kind of like a black, like out
Yeah,
of
no, I
curiosity? The way I've seen people talk about using it, to either you can mix it to darken colors or just you kind of thin it a little bit and use it to like darken areas and whatnot. But I haven't painted too much with ink, so it's a little bit of a new. Okay, glaze through an airbrush. All right, makes sense. Oh yeah, there's some of it is. For just doing the zenithal highlighting, like the top highlight portion, I just used white ink because it goes through the airbrush really in a really smooth manner. But okay, thinned with matte medium. All right, sounds good.
yeah,
Yeah, so
so
I'm kind of excited to try to actually paint them, and hopefully do it somewhat quickly. As in, maybe this is an excuse to paint a team or two of Blitz Bowl models just to sort of practice with some different techniques and things like that.
yeah. I started assembling some of the like Chaos team, which I don't actually remember what they're the Doom Lords, I think they're called. Um, and the more that I've looked at them, I actually kind of like them. The Beastmen, the Beastmen overall are good. Like I think we had talked about them a while ago on the blog when they were or the podcast when they were first shown. The Beastmen are good. The um I think they're called Chaos Blockers, the big brute Chaos Warrior dudes. Um, they certainly have their issues. Like, I think their feet are way too big and their heads are too small. But, like, looking at the actual models themselves, I actually kind of like them. They're in some ways they're sort of endearing, and they remind me of some of the older Chaos models that had really tiny heads and looked kind of awkward.
They look like a Carl Kopinski Space Marine.
Well,
Yeah.
mainly just that one version, yeah.
I think that's a good point. They do. I feel they have they're kind of a fun balance between like homage to the original plastic multi-part Chaos Warriors, which were really wonky looking, and the human Blood Bowl team, which are also kind of wonky and not that good, like one of the worst looking teams. But this kind of looks like they take that idea, but make it bulk it up even more and but like sculpt it better, like the details are better.
So one
And
thing, it's probably going to be a little hard to see here, but I have one of those Chaos dudes, and what's interesting about them is how they sculpted them. Their shoulder guards are huge, and they're hollow, and though they still sculpted the, like, muscled shoulders, and you actually can see them going up to where the model's neck and head are. So, like, they didn't just kind of add these huge shoulder pads to kind of hide how the arms would attach. They actually sculpted all of that stuff, and it's just the shoulder pads are just
that's neat.
positioned up really high, I guess, to make him look more menacing. So I thought that was sort of cool that they sculpted all of that.
Yeah, I think that is neat.
Um,
War Sylvania says Kapinski Space Marine, best Space Marine. I mean, because admittedly, he's done a lot of Space Marine images over the years, and most of them are better than that iconic.
Crimson Fist.
Yeah,
I mean, I think most of his
I mean,
are
a
really
lot
good.
of the Crimson Fist is good. It's just his head is so small.
Yeah. I sort of feel of all the Space Marines he's done, the iconic Crimson Fist one is by far the most questionable one. Pretty much all the other ones he's done, their heads are not nearly that small.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
It would be interesting to kind of get a sense when he did that piece compared to some of the other ones.
Mm-hmm. Kind of feel it was back in 4th edition 40k. I think that was the first time it appeared in the rulebook. But don't quote me on that. Like, I could be misremembering all that. But I mean, I guess admittedly, he hasn't been working for GW for a while, so
Yeah, no. I feel that image is his worst image of a Space Marine, but that's just because his head's too small.
It ruined Space Marines.
I think it did have a big impact on how people think about Space Marines. Because it's interesting, if you look at some of, like, the older artwork, I feel they look more like the older models. Like, I don't remember what it was on the cover of, but there's the one Space Marine shooting a bolter, and he looks kind of like that iconic image of Al Pacino from Scarface. I don't remember what that was for, but
yeah, I don't remember either, honestly.
very different.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been working on that stuff. I feel these Chaos blockers would actually be pretty good to, at least their bodies and legs and stuff would be pretty good if you wanted to convert like a really big and beefy looking muscled dude. They'd work really well for that. I feel I would probably change the feet, make them a little smaller, and modify the head too, but it'd be interesting. I wonder how they compare compare to like a Primaris Space Marine. I feel they're quite a bit larger. Like you wouldn't even get close to fitting in the Primaris armor. Wardsylvania says the Kapinski Crimson Fist Marine looks like there could actually be a superhuman inside the armor.
I feel like all of Kapinski's stuff looks like that. Or
Just-
in my opinion, it's just most of the other ones, the head isn't quite as small, and it seems better scaled to the rest of the figure. But it
Yeah,
still looks like the armor is bulky and thick, and that someone could actually be inside of it.
yeah,
But
yeah. Eric, you
regardless, he
actually
did some of the
played.
best.
You actually played some games at Blitz Bowl, right?
Yeah, I did actually. Surprisingly.
I started playing a game by myself. That's all I was able to do.
Yeah, I played I guess I played a game with a friend, and another one played, like, 2 games were played last night with a group of friends. I played a game with some halflings and ended up winning against the humans, and then the humans defeated some dwarves. But it was fun. Like, the rules are really simple and straightforward. They kind of have the Blood Bowl feeling to it, but it's a lot quicker, and there's less, like, feel bad moments where, like, the first time you attempt to do something important, you fail and you get a turnover.
That's
In
Blood Bowl
this
for you.
Yeah, in this game, you can do 3 things in each of your turns, and, like, nothing causes a turnover, so you always get your 3 actions, and because of it, like, you still fail at doing stuff, but you don't feel, like, unduly punished for it. So
Yeah, actually, going back to the Space Marine discussion, Greg just sent an image. Okay.
I didn't make this image. I just found it on the internet.
That's pretty funny.
they're overemphasizing what some of the anatomy would be here, like how the arms, like the shoulders are more messed up than I think they would actually be, but it's still funny.
Yeah, that's overly exaggerated, but because I guess the biggest thing is I question how his like shoulders and arms and stuff would work based on where his head's placed. But I mean, who knows? I mean, this is what I feel is one of the pictures that really does bring about the notion. It really looks as if the armor is really bulky and could withstand a lot of punishment, which you don't necessarily always get that impression looking at some of the illustrations.
It does look like a human could be in there until the head, like, it's just too small, I think.
But like otherwise, the rest of it's pretty awesome looking.
The bolt pistol's cool. I guess it couldn't fit in his holster, which you can laugh about that.
Pretty close.
It's pretty close, yeah. I guess if that's like, I can't really tell, but it sort of looks like the holster's supposed to be like leather or something, so like maybe it wouldn't actually stretch to accommodate the pistol. But his power fist is really cool.
It is cool.
It's a funny image.
It's a shame Kapinski's not still working for GW, but I can see why he wanted to move on, I suppose. But
move on to other things like Magic: The Gathering.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. Living the dream.
Alright, we've looked at that picture long enough. Okay. So I guess there are a few things we could do tonight. So I've set up like a board and whatnot to play Blitz Bowl if we want to try and at least play a few rounds of the game and like laugh about it and see how well or how poorly it goes.
Yeah, we could certainly give it a go.
And I guess before that we could also know if there's that much news to talk about in the hobby in general as of late. I
The
guess
new the Giants like are coming out soon, the bigger Giants, and some more pictures and stuff were put up online.
they're like $200, right? 200
Fuck,
US dollars.
seriously?
They're close. I think they're like
Is it for
180. I heard.
Jesus Christ, for a single giant?
I think so.
Wow,
I mean,
that's
that
a
could be
lot.
wrong, but I think they're pretty expensive. I mean, they are really big.
Yeah, they
Wait,
are
what are
big.
you talking about? I wasn't listening.
The new Giants are coming out finally.
Those like
Oh.
gargantuan giants.
Sons of Behemoth.
Oh, yeah.
something.
Oh, huh. And how much do they cost?
I don't actually know, but I had heard stuff going around that like they're close to $180 or something.
That's some
That's
money.
but
That
like
is some money.
they
But
do
you
look
know what
really
costs
nice.
more than that? That new Imperial Guard action figure.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we can talk about that next, I guess.
It's kind of interesting to see these because it's almost like they're doing just making models at a larger scale. Like it's, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of see that because I feel there's more detail in like the skin texture. It's more wrinkled and things like that. Like more textured in their disgusting looking toenails and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
And
there's a
different
lot of
types of
detail
claw.
going on. And I remember when these were first revealed, I remember talking about the like sea creature one who has like the shark bone like mouthpiece. How he has these like little leather, we'll say sandals, and they're not actually fully molded to the bottom of his feet. And like I
Yeah,
think
it looks
that's a cool
there's like
detail.
an octopus's tentacle hanging from his
Mm-hmm.
belt. They're neat. Yeah, I like them. I feel there's something that kind of like the giant, little small elements of them will show up different places.
Mm-hmm.
But for $180, that's the case.
Oh, one
I
of
mean,
these,
I guess
one of them has an iron golem shield on its back.
oh, it's true.
That's
But
cool.
I guess we know it wouldn't be like less than a Night Titan, which they're probably at least $150 or something. So I guess not surprising.
Yeah. God. That's a lot. But yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, so a Night Titan is 157 US dollars. Oh, but the Castellan, the slightly bigger Knight, that's 170. So it'll probably be yeah, like
Well,
that
how
price.
much is like one of the smaller Brian Nelson giants? I bet they're expensive.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they're like half the size at least.
I almost feel like they had made a box of like that it contained two giants or something.
Oh, they probably did.
I don't. I think they have a dumb name, like a different name now. The Giants, such that I typed in giant and you can't find it. Probably has some unique name. It's like the
Ale Guzzler Gargant?
is that what it is? Because I was gonna
Maybe.
say it was probably
Yeah,
the
they're called
bigger.
the Ale Guzzler Gargant. That's what they call them now. They're 65 US dollars, and it says no longer available online. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, they aren't. Yeah. Well, I
That
mean, maybe
probably
it's
means they'll be repackaged or something.
yeah. I mean, it could be something with just. I think they're running out of stocks
Oh
for a
man.
bunch of different models. Just I assume due to COVID and not being able to keep things in order and
Hmm.
updated. But
It's really interesting. Like, this model was released a long time ago, and it's very obvious if you look at their, like, the layout on the sprues. Like, they're so open. It's kind of neat to look at.
Nah, yeah, that's certainly different. Well, I guess looking at the Warhammer community page, it reminds me that it finally became 100% clear that Games Workshop for like the new 40K, they're not releasing digital versions of anything. Like we had a few times sort of mentioned how it's a shame they never released the full rulebook
Mm-hmm.
digitally like they used to. And they're not, it seems that they're not doing it for any of the Codex books, and that the only way you can get them through the app, sort of, in that if you buy the physical version, they give you like a code that you can input to get it in the app, but it's only the rules. So like there's no way to get the like the
Background and
illustrations and the
illustrations.
background and stuff like that, which admittedly, which is the only reason I would really want it. So
Yeah, that's kind of a shame because, I mean, I wouldn't say we bought a lot of the books digitally, but we certainly bought a bunch of them, and
like I bought the Sisters of Battle one for some
yeah.
reason.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's a
I
shame.
like I bought a bunch.
Yeah,
Oh,
so they stopped. That's, I don't know. I guess, I mean, didn't they also for a while they stopped allowing you to buy White Dwarf digitally and then they started again. So
Yeah.
who knows? They'll probably change again, but
I think they're trying to do it with the hopes that it will get more people to buy into the app, but they haven't done a good job with the app. And like I
mhm.
don't think it updates right, such that like on any time i iTunes, or not iTunes, but like with the new update for iPhone's OS, like
Mhm.
version 14, the shit didn't work again, and like lots of stuff like that. So
Well,
I
so
think
that's the
it's
question.
still a mess.
Anyone in the chat, have any of you even downloaded the app? Probably not. I certainly haven't.
Yeah, I assume no one has. How could they have?
Yeah.
Like even people who like are excited to actually play the game, I think don't.
Yeah.
But it is interesting because of it. It like really puts the nail in the coffin that like I literally won't play it. Whereas with last edition, like I
Mhm.
did play like 2 games, and it was something I would consider doing, but now like it's too far, it's too much. So
Pretty cool. Pretty neat.
yeah, I guess we're just not the target demographic, I
No,
suppose.
we're not. And that's okay, I guess. Um,
Yeah, I
okay.
guess so.
Do we
I
want
guess
to talk
so.
about that Kickstarter for the
Might as well. Dave said no, he hasn't. Good on you, man.
yeah.
Don't give him that money.
So actually, let's look at it. So yeah, this is that Kickstarter to make that Green Wolf Studios is doing to make the like nice action figure of a Cadian officer. Um. Okay, so
Halfway through, it looks like.
yeah,
It's like what, like almost $300 or something?
230 or something.
Isn't that pounds though? Or no, you're right. It.
I was converting it.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it's a
Yeah, that's
lot.
I mean, we talked about it a little bit before when they first revealed some pictures, and like it's neat how they have a lot of the weapons and stuff were scaled a little bit better. Things like their grenades, they aren't fuck all huge. He has a knife in like a little or scabbard or whatnot that
Mm-hmm.
isn't like as big as his leg. So like all that stuff's good. And it kind of looks like they have a bunch of stretch goals to like give him a power fist, or other options and such. So that's kind of cool.
His boots are cool.
And I think the company itself is like people pretty well like it.
The first
It
stretch goal is an officer's skull cane.
doesn't seem that cool.
The second is the
Power
power
fist
fist.
is cool though.
Yeah,
Oh wait, and the third stretch goal is an open-handed power fist.
that
Also
looks cool too. Well, so that's all neat. I guess some of the things to get like 3 of the figures, like I feel stuff like that would be a lot more palatable if like there were regular ones too, like they weren't all just officers.
Well, I assume you'd be able to
They'll
change it. Like the officer, he has the little officer necklace, whatever, and
Mhm.
then it looked like,
They'll have some different heads and stuff.
yeah, they have what they say officer add-ons. They have one where he's just wearing the normal helmet,
Mhm.
and one where he's not wearing the officer's cap and shit.
I feel
So,
if it
but I
does well
guess
too, they'll
you should
do
have a
more
las
probably.
rifle. They need that. I would like to see how they'd redesign the las rifle. I feel it would look very similar to.
Yeah, because the las pistol, like the barrel isn't so gigantic with a bore that's so big it can't be believed.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty nice. And it's also kind of neat. He has all the little pouches on his belt, and they look as if they're sized such that you could actually fit in one of the little magazines for the
Mhm.
pistol. So they made sure all of that kind of made sense, which is
I
cool.
wonder how this came to be. Do you think Games Workshop asked them about it, or do you think they like approached Games Workshop?
Well, so this isn't answering that question, but looking at their website, they have a pre-order for a British Army infantryman. And
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
he looks fucking cool. Like he looks cool.
Yeah, it would be neat to see some of the stuff. Well, hopefully it does well. I mean, the fact that I think it started today and it's halfway through, like, so I feel it will obviously, make it. Although I think it's just one of those things. They're pretty expensive, so it's not it's not a trivial investment.
Yeah.
Even like compared to shit like the Bandai Space Marine, which admittedly this looks like much higher quality than the Bandai Space Marine. But
It does. I mean, the Bandai Space Marine, the quality is sort of lacking, but I think that's what we were expecting based on all
there
the
is
pictures.
quality
They
there.
weren't trying to hide the quality in the pictures that they showed.
Yeah, no, they were not.
I
They
think
were
the
not.
other versions of that Marine, like the Salamander one and the, I don't remember what the other one is. I think you can pre-order them now through Bandai or whatnot. So I know people are probably really excited to get in on that. So now's the time. I would not recommend anyone buys one.
Yeah, no.
But they're fine.
True.
Yeah, so I'm actually sort of surprised. I had checked this out like maybe 6 hours ago, and it was at 40-ish thousand, so it hasn't really changed much recently. So it'll be interesting to see if they how quickly they reach the goal. I'm sure they'll get there, but
Yeah, they'll get there if they're 30 practically 30 days left.
yeah.
So I wonder, I kind of don't, I mean, I guess I don't really know, but I didn't see a, huge amount of advertisement for it, if that makes sense. And,
Yeah.
like,
That's true.
how do you build momentum for a Kickstarter? Like, how do you target advertise that in a way that yeah, I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, what do people think? Do we want to try and play Blitz Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, we could give it a go, see how
See
it
how
works.
badly it works.
Yeah, like
So, there are probably a bunch of things that could be done a lot better than what I did. Um, but so I set up a setup for it where I don't know, Eric, Greg, you will need to have Twitch up or something if you want to see the stuff.
Yeah, I just put it on full screen.
It's hard for me to actually see from here, but I have the picture of the board. Then I have a separate camera that's trying to look at the objective cards, but you still might not be able to see them very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little blurry.
Yeah.
the little I played it, you get familiar enough with them that it kind of doesn't matter.
Okay,
Like
well,
the two ones in the center, you get an
Like,
extra
can you
point if you
get
score.
move the web camera a little bit closer to them?
yeah, I can, but I don't know if it's actually gonna
Oh,
focus.
oh.
It's probably worse.
I think it's better.
Is it better?
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
little better. Like it's not um straight on, but like you can see it a bit.
Yeah, I'll have to reposition where I have the
It
arm holding the camera. And then I guess I probably should have printed out some letters and numbers to like dictate where on the board everything is. Like along the top here could have been just numbers, and then along the side could have been letters.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. I guess
it
I
is what it is. Like I feel you can try to do it without it.
do it badly.
Mm-hmm.
And it also sort of looks like there's a kind of a glare on the board, but I tried moving around the lighting and it couldn't really get it remove it too easily, so I guess it is what it is. Yeah. Um so I have the dark elf team, and I also have the dwarf team here. Does anybody want to play with the dwarf team or use the dwarf team to represent another team?
Just use the dwarves.
Okay. Alright, who wants to play the dwarves?
I
feel-
don't know the rules.
I feel Greg and I we can handle it together.
Okay, because I don't know the rules.
So I think the first thing that you do is you just roll off to see who gets the highest. They set up first, and then they go first.
Yeah.
So
Alright. Eric,
yeah.
Greg, you're gonna be the blue. I'll be the
Yeah.
red. Okay. Looks like red. The dark elves are gonna go first. Okay, so that means I set up first. So I set up all my models and then you
Yeah.
set up yours after that. Okay. So
One thing that I've found from playing, I mean, only like a game, but it's interesting because in this kind of in the center off to the side, there are those big red rectangles and they block everything. You can't throw through them, move on it. So it really
funnels
ties up
in.
the center. So like it, particularly for the dwarves who can't move very far, like and I played as halflings, they can't really either. That you can't really run around the side that well either because you're so slow and someone just bottlenecks it and prevents it. But
Okay, so I just set up the Dark Elf players. I guess that's something I maybe will have to change. Is have like a slightly different angle on the board here because you can't really tell at all what any of these players are, particularly since they're not painted or anything like that. But I will. So in the center here, this is the runner, or like the catcher, the one who handles the ball better. Beside him here is the blitzer, then two of the linemen. Then on the other side of the runner is the witch elf and another lineman.
yeah, okay.
Okay, so that's gonna be my setup.
Do you have to set them up only on the farthest line squares?
That's the end zone. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So for the dwarves, you have your blitzer, the troll slayer, the runner, and then 3 linemen. So the linemen,
blitzer, runner, and the troll slayer kind of in the center, and the linemen sort of around it.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the troll slayer in the very center. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Or do you want the runner there? Maybe you want the runner there.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're not good at this. But in this, so their team is kind of, they're pretty traditional in that the linemen are just regular dudes without anything. The blitzer is a bit better. He has the move of 5, but he has a ability called offensive specialist, which just allows him to re-roll a block dice, and that's kind of standard fare for blitzers. I assume Adam's blitzer has that
they have that too. Okay, so here's your runner in the very center. The blitzer is right next to that. Then we have the blitzer and the 3 linemen. Where do you want them?
Blitzer by the runner, linemen around on either side. It doesn't matter. The runner is like just he has the highest movement on the team. It's the movement of 6. He's a little bit better at throwing the ball, but none of the dwarves are good at throwing the ball. But he has an ability called Safe Hands that if he is knocked down, instead of the ball just bouncing on a random square, you can select where it goes.
The Dark Elves runner has that rule too.
Okay. And then the Troll Slayer is almost like a better blitzer. He has the same movement, but if he ever makes a mark action, which is like a special type of move that can move into like the tackle zone of an enemy player, he can do a tackle or a block action for free. So it's the only free action the team gets.
That's what the Witch Elf does.
Okay, so
like they're actually very similar to the dwarves.
Are they like exactly the same?
Yeah, they are. It's just they're not armored and they're faster.
Okay. And the way the game works, each turn you get 3 actions. Then it's the next person's turn. And it just like goes back and forth. In the first turn or two, or the first turn for each player, you cannot score challenge cards. But then afterwards you can.
So I'm trying to write these letters, which they're even there a little hard to see, but
there you can see them on. I think just having those are fine. I don't know if you have to number the other ones.
Yeah, we'll
see how it goes.
Guess next time I'll print something out.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Alright, so we've set everything up. Now, since this is just the normal board, you put the ball just goes on the little trap door in the center there, correct?
Yeah, subsequent turns it'll bounce if like
Mm-hmm.
the score was made.
Okay. So now we start the first turn. I will do 3 actions.
What's
then
your movement?
Everyone has the movement of 6, except the runner has the movement of 7.
Damn. Okay.
So,
Because for a lot of the other teams that aren't as fast, like you can't actually get the ball
on
your
like the first turn.
And because of that, then the second player, even if they were faster, or I guess for example, if the dwarves went first, the runner could run straight up the center and get one spot away from the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then in your turn, even though you have the movement of 7, you wouldn't be able to pick up the ball because you can't move into his zone of control.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to mark in there, but you can't pick up the ball with a mark.
Well, I'm just gonna run up with the runner. Use the move of
Yeah.
7 and pick up the ball.
So
Then, the witch elf is gonna move up as well. Blitzer's gonna move up. Alright. I made my actions.
yeah, and so at the first action here, you can't claim any challenge cards or anything. So
Yeah.
all right, so
So, I mean, I guess... Yeah.
move the runner up 5. I think it's 5 straight forward. Like so he's I think. So he couldn't move 6 because it's too close.
Correct.
Or actually change that. Can you move the blitzer to that spot instead?
So,
He's right below it
1,
at
2,
G. It's on
3,
G.
4, 5.
I
Like
think
that?
you can cross over. Yeah, like that. All right. Move the shit. I guess it's just couldn't quite do. I guess yeah. So move the blitzer up, or not the blitzer, the troll slayer. Move him straight forward.
He can move a total of 5, so all
5.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark him directly diagonal in front of like your guy with the ball.
So that's his third. So like right here.
There's a delay. Yeah, all right. So do his free action to throw a block against your.
So he's oh, actually, I don't remember.
He's
Is
not
this
supported.
he would need to be here or here? He would have to be beside him to support him. Okay.
Yeah. So if I would have had another action, I would have, and that's kind of what I hoped I could do. That I would have been able to get one more closer, but
All right. So I think this is the push. It's the arrow with the.
yeah. So
that means he's pushed back, directly back, and then
yeah,
you can
so
choose to
that's not
follow if you
great.
want.
Let me think about this.
Probably don't want to follow, right?
Yeah. No.
Because then that would just.
Yeah.
And so when you're
But-
pushed, you don't. Do you take? Can you take damage or no? I don't remember.
Oh, you could if you were pushed into something. If you're pushed off the board, you I think take damage, or if you're pushed into one of the blocks. But
Do I drop the ball now that I was pushed?
no,
Okay, if you were
it was
tackled
a
or
good
something, you
roll.
would.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think now it just goes to the next turn. We should talk over what are the challenge cards. So there are
Yeah,
two
so
score a touchdown, and the other one is it like
claim
move
this
5
card
spaces?
if 2 or more of your players from your team are in the other coach's end zone or
I
within
guess
2
that's
squares
garbage
of it.
card.
Is that what go deep is?
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, Greg. So what happened was we moved our blitzer up and then moved the troll slayer up. Used a mark. The third action was a mark action, which he could move 2 spaces, and he moved
Mhm.
1 space to be in front of the dude with the ball. And the troll slayer gets after he does a mark action, he can do a free block. So I did the 4th action, which was the free block, and unfortunately we rolled a push, so just pushed him
Mhm.
back. Ideally, we would have rolled like something better, and he would have got knocked over and maybe got hurt, and the ball would have. I guess it wouldn't have bounced because he has the short hands, whatever thing. But so it
So
didn't really work out.
you can do like a handoff, is that correct? It's like a
Yeah, it's
special
free.
type of a pass. Oh,
Yeah, it just happens.
but it is one of your actions,
It's an
correct?
action. Yeah.
Okay. Um, and so in terms of, say, my runner here, if I wanted him to move, he couldn't. He would have to, like, he couldn't move diagonal into any of these spaces because that would be.
He could use a mark action to get right next to the troll slayer, and then he could use a sidestep action to move to the side next to one of the big pillarish things to get out of the zone of control, and then he could use his last action to run, which may even be enough to run in. Like,
So if I marked, I could move. It's moving up to 2, right?
but yeah, it's moving up to 2, but you have to be within the zone of control of an opponent, like an
So,
opponent.
like, I could move to the side of the dwarf.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay. So if I did that, and then the sidestep action, you don't actually have to roll or anything, right?
No, you can move 1 space and you have to get out of their zone.
Okay, so I mean, then I can just do that and I can run and score, I think.
Yeah, because you move fast.
Yeah, I mean, I may as well.
Yeah.
Because I either do that or just go deep and get 2 people in the end zone, but that would only be 2 points.
Yeah, no, you
because
can
this.
easily score. Yeah, so
Okay, yeah, so I scored. And then I can claim one of these if you
yeah.
scored a touchdown. So yeah, so I got one of these cards. And so on the back of the card, they have like some special abilities.
Yeah,
Which I guess I keep hidden. And
that's right.
I will have to flip it over and let you see it when you get one, which is kind of awkward, but
Yeah, it's a one. So the other dude goes in your
he goes in the
uh,
reserve.
box. Yeah, so you'll have to spend an action to take him out.
Correct. And then so I got 3, and so I got a total 3
Four.
points because I scored, and then another point from the challenge. And then in terms of the
At the start of the next turn.
ball comes in.
Yeah, it gets
Okay.
placed on the center
But
and
so-
then it randomizes.
But I guess before that, I discard the go deep card. It's shifted out,
Oh yeah.
and then
You don't discard that card.
Oh.
You don't discard it. You slide the other one down and replace and add a new one. You only I think you only discard a card is if no cards were taken.
Okay. Okay, so
if no cards
now
were-
this new one is It's get the ball. Claim this card if a player from your team takes possession of the ball and your team did not have possession of the ball at the start of the turn. So you could potentially get this based on where the ball goes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll for that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I rolled the wrong dice.
You
It
roll
needs
the
to be a
D8 and
oh no, it
you
is
roll
a
the
D8.
D8 and consult the little thing at the top.
Okay, a 5.
So that was good for me. Good for
Yeah, so
yours.
it's over here. Yeah, so you can easily pick that up.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's your turn.
Yeah. So Greg, we have to think about.
You're the troll slayers at the front.
Yeah, and what are the two dudes that are close to him, Adam?
This one's the Blitzer, and then the Witch Elf is at the top.
It'll probably be in the future easier to just tell us rather than point because it's delayed slightly.
Yeah.
But so it kind of seems to me, Greg, we might want to try to use the Troll Slayer to mark, do a free block, hopefully push over or do something to the Witch Elf, and then have the Blitzer come in, get the ball, and kind of run up towards
So the
that
mark
opening.
again is that you'll move, or what does the mark do?
It's the only way you can move into a space that's like adjacent to another person. So
Mhm.
honestly, based on the positioning of his two guys up there is no way anyone like the run action you can move your full movement, but only in unmarked territory, like that's not in a tackle zone. So because of those big impassable pillars
Yeah,
there's like it's completely blocked off there. But if we like injure that one of those people
yeah.
or even just knock them over, then that doesn't count that way. But a mark action, you can move up to 2 spaces, but you have to end within like the
Mhm.
zone of
So
control.
this is a thing that I don't know. So I don't know the abilities on the back of these cards, but so for instance, you could immediately claim this get the ball action, and there's a chance that the ability on the back could help you in the other stuff you do.
Yeah, I don't think it's
But
well,
but maybe
I don't
like
think it's most from I don't think
maybe it's
they're
more important to try and knock over the witch elf or something because that would free up what you could do.
I would be inclined to say we, Greg, try to knock the witch elf around
Yeah.
and do that one opposed to the other one because there are less people up at the top
So
there.
marking, you can move 2 spaces, and you can move within the blocking range of.
Yeah,
Normally,
Okay.
you can't move within the blocking range of somebody.
yeah.
Right.
You only mark once a turn or something.
You can do any action as many times as you want, except for different players. You can't repeat the same action for one player,
Okay.
so you can't mark. So, and in the same sense, you can't run twice or something.
Hmm.
So I
Okay.
think we mark if we can probably mark. Well, if we mark just directly forward, we would be able to hit either of them. But then if he would attack us and he he would get a bonus die because there are two on him. So I feel we almost want to mark directly in front of the witch elf,
Yeah.
Okay.
then use his free block action because he can, which is just
Okay.
one die.
Well, the little explosion thing, is that just a
I think
tackle?
that's just a straight knockout. So or knockdown. Yeah. So you are placed prone.
And then I roll
You
an
make
armor
an armor
save.
save. Yeah, a normal armor save.
Okay, so she
Yeah,
has the armor save of 5 plus. Is the symbol the 6 or?
that is the 6.
Okay, so she's knocked down, but she's not out.
What bullshit? That a 6 is always successful, a 1 is always a failure.
Okay.
But so ultimately that did what we wanted, kind of.
Yeah, so you still have 2 actions. So like,
I think the blitzer can move 5, so probably diagonal 1 to
to pick up the ball.
Does that
and
count as an action or something? Or
this is just the no. Running is the main way you pick up a ball, and if at any time you move over top of the ball, you just get it for free. So that's 1. I think we can move next to the the prone witch elf beside the tower. So up
Mhm.
3 over 2 or over
Mm.
1 diagonal, or actually up 2 diagonal 1. No, you can go diagonal 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you should be able to go up 1 more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's
So that's 2
Yeah.
actions.
and so they can't run again. He can't do a mark action because he's not within like a
Range
zone
of
of
anyone.
anybody. He can't do a
Actually, you
side
got this
step.
get the ball card,
Oh
so
yeah,
you get a point. And then
yeah,
I'm gonna flip it around, and I'm not gonna. I don't know if you
yeah.
can see
Try
it.
try to flip it around.
So I think you have the cards, Eric.
Yeah, I mean I can get All right, wow, I'll look for it.
Tell me when you found it.
I found it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put it over next to your
Yeah.
stuff. So you can't claim any of the other objective cards or the challenge cards. So now,
We still have one more action, Greg.
mhm,
yeah,
So honestly, we probably just wanna we'll probably make the most use out of taking the runner who can move 6
mhm,
and like, well,
where's the runner?
he's in the
he's on
center.
half. So
Yeah.
we could do that, or honestly, we could also just take one of the linemen up 4 spaces because that's all they can move, just to
Mhm,
kind of get them.
more in position to do something.
I would almost even say that because otherwise they're just kind of they're never
Stuff
going to
back
do
there.
anything. They have an armor save of 2, so they're pretty hard to hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. So which one?
H, maybe 4 forward.
Yeah, okay. I've
So
done it.
that's the 3. We didn't score anything else, so get moving gets pulled on to into slot 3.
Mm-hmm. But then
And
nothing
I
else
don't
happens.
I think get moving you get it if you 3 people run. You do 3
Yeah.
run actions. So that's not super obtainable, but so then Adam, it's your turn.
Yeah.
You moved this up 1. Yeah, you did. The one dude that's up in the center by the trapdoor, he's a lineman or what is he? He a
He's the
blitzer?
blitzer.
Okay.
Hmm. And so I guess I also have the runner, so like I could put him in play again as like a
Yeah.
reserve action, right?
Yeah, if ever you have only 3 players in play, I think you get an emergency reserve action for free and can put a player in for free, but
Mm-hmm.
we can't even get there.
No, your dude.
Fucking
None of your
pathetic.
guys are like fast enough to score next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, I don't know. I mean, I could get the get moving thing, but I don't know if it's if it's, I mean, maybe it's worth it. I can just move like the alignment up to like get in your business.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, maybe I don't. Maybe I just want to move my blitzer. Actually, I want to move him differently too, because I guess ideally I probably want to be far enough away from your Troll Slayer such that he can't just get a free mark and like knock one of my dudes down. So those two moved. I'm gonna move. But actually, oh, but I guess you can do a blitz like a mark can be just like 2 diagonal, right? So you have a pretty good range. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
you
if I'd
could
want to
do that,
get
I
out
think.
of range, I would literally like have to move like back and stand by one of these like linemen or something. Do I value that? Maybe not. I'm just gonna move one of the Alright, so I moved three guys, so I'm gonna get this get
Yeah.
moving card. Well, that's interesting. Alright, so I get another point. I move up to 5, and then my turn is over. And then I tie them up into, which actually maybe that was dumb of me, but so tie them up, claim this card if at least 3 opponents are marked by at least 2 different players
That
from your
like can't
team.
happen ever. Or at least I don't see how that could basically ever happen. You'd need at least 6 players marking 2 on each. Like I don't think that will ever score ever.
Well, I mean, all you'd have to do is like this dude here, if he,
I don't know who this dude is.
or so, I mean, one thing.
Because doesn't it suggest that you need basically 6 players doing something? I don't know. I
No, three opponents need to be marked by at least 2 different players. So long as these 2 players you have up in the thick of things are marking 3 people, you could do it. So you could do 2 mark actions and you'd get it. Unless you knocked someone down with the Troll Slayer's mark. Because, like the dude holding the ball, if he just marked and went forward 2, so he was between the two linemen, he'd be marking 2, and then the Troll Slayer, if he just marks one of the other people, you'd get it. Right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So yeah, the only rub is you could potentially, because you claim the thing at the end of your action, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, but I guess I don't know how that works with the free action. So maybe you would just get it before you did your free action.
I think you would.
Yeah, so you could get that pretty easily.
Yeah, so I guess we probably should do that. So your thought is mark the blitzer up to straightforward?
Yeah, because actually, well, then couldn't he just then score?
Can you mark and then move
Yeah,
past?
so if 1, 2, I don't think he can score. No, you can't mark twice. And you, well, actually, could he do
Can he
1,
sides? Can
2?
he mark sidestep?
Yeah, yeah, actually, so you're right. So if he marks diagonal up to B,
Uh-huh.
then sidestep over 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mark one more up.
So like
No,
diagonal
no.
twice.
Yeah, diagonal twice.
Mm-hmm.
The B4 kind of. Then
Yeah.
sidestep closer to the goal. Diagonal up.
Yeah, then he can easily.
Yeah, then he yeah, and then now. So that's action 2. Then action 3 is just running in.
So Mark allowed him to move 2 diagonally,
Yeah, because
and then the blitzer has sidestep thing.
no, it's just an ability. That's just one of the actions you can do. It's the
Yeah,
only way to get out of a tackle zone.
okay.
Okay, so you scored. The blitzer is now in the end zone.
So we take Showboat as well.
Oh, is that one of your cards or something? Or oh no, you
No,
did. You
it's
got that. Yeah,
one of
you're
the
right.
cards.
Um,
Okay. Find it.
actually, wait a minute. Actually, I think I could have actually done something to. Whatever, I forgot. Oh, yeah, I should have done something, but I didn't. That's fine.
All right. So then we slide the one card down, show us a completion,
Yeah.
and then the ball randomizes.
8. So it goes like right next to me.
Yeah,
If you do like a mark action,
it bounces.
it bounces. That's what I assume.
The only way you can pick up the ball is through a run action, or if it bounces into an open player.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How far the runner can move 6? Okay.
You don't have like a thrower or anything, right?
That's kind of like the runner, but he does.
Yeah, because the human teams, their thrower has an ability that, like, if they ever move into the ball, they can pick it up. So even if they do a mark, they can still pick it up.
Okay.
Which is
Yeah.
fairly good. But you could probably stand up your witch elf. You could even still just, if you stand up your witch elf, then even if you marked in to make the ball bounce with your blitzer, you could still, it couldn't bounce into the dude standing, like the troll slayer's hands, because he's now marked, so it wouldn't matter that much.
So
And
yeah,
then
that's a question for you. So if I stood up the witch elf and then I marked the blitzer onto the trap door,
yeah,
is that one still supported?
yeah.
Still okay. So to me, that seems like I may as well just would mark onto the trap door, right? Just leave the
Or
ball
yeah, fine. Yeah, it's fine.
because I don't. Because I guess if the runner was. Because if it bounces into a spot with a player, it just bounces again, right?
It would just again.
Okay. What is the blitzer that you can just re-roll a block action?
Yeah.
And if you just can reroll one of the dice.
You reroll all the dice.
Okay, so if I'm assisted, I would get 2.
You reroll both, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think I can easily get any of these cards.
No.
Yeah, so I feel it makes more sense if I just... So the Witch Elf is going to stand up. Then for the one action. Then the second action is going to be to mark the Troll Slayer. And then the third action is going to be to try and hit him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I roll...
Who did the Witch Elf do the marking?
She used her action to stand up.
Who did the marking then?
The Blitzer.
Did it into the trapdoor.
Oh.
Which I guess could be bad, but I doubt another ball is going to come into play.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Okay, I got a crunch. That's the one with the exclamation point, right?
What's the other one out of curiosity?
It's a skull
so, like
with a...
knockdown and a miss, sort of. Yeah, all right. So that means the Troll Slayer goes down and he's 1 off from his armor, so he'll need a 5.
Okay,
The crunch is just a knockdown, but the armor save is 1 shittier.
All right, so I got a 6, so he's fine.
Amazing.
And so that's it. I'm done.
So because no cards were taken, Go Deep gets discarded and everything else slides down. So we're kind of in the same. None of these are really tenable. Like, we can't score a touchdown. We probably can't throw a pass, and the other thing probably doesn't work. Well, so first thing I'm going to use Showboat for the crowd has reserves. It just gives us a free reserve action, so
Okay.
might as well use that to put the Blitzer onto space E, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Showboat for the crowd, so now that's discarded, right?
Yeah. What do you think, Greg? What to do here?
So it would take an action for the Troll Slayer to get up.
It would.
So you probably want him up, right?
You can't mark. Well, I guess he could... If you're marked, you can't make another mark action? Or can you?
You could mark just to shift around.
Okay.
I think. Let me look.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's just move up to 2 squares. They must end adjacent to an opponent. So you could do it, but at this point, Greg, like, it could do something. Though there's only one other lineman in the field. Right? He could mark diagonal 2 spaces to get into, like, the tackle zone with the Blitzer. Yeah. Then the player could stand up.
Yeah,
and then they could tackle the Blitzer, and you'd roll 2 dice. You'd use either the lineman or the Troll Slayer. It doesn't really matter. It would be the same. And
why would you get 2 dice?
Because there are 2 people.
They're like assisted.
Like in the tackle zone. 2 of our players are in the tackle zone of the Blitzer. The Troll Slayer and the lineman that marked in.
Doesn't that like get negated because
that's not in the game? That's Blood Bowl rules has negation sort of shit. This does not.
Oh.
So I think something like that seems fine.
Have the lineman mark the Blitzer.
Yeah.
So we'll be right in front of him.
Yeah.
Then have the Troll Slayer stand. Okay. And then one of them will blitz. Will try and knock down the Blitzer.
Yeah. That's right.
Which one's the Blitzer?
The one on the trapdoor. It's the only one that both of us are on to get.
Okay, so I'm going to roll your 2 blitz dice. Crunch. and push, so you probably want the crunch.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will roll an armor save. So he normally has a 4 plus, so I need a 5 or a 6, a 2. He's gone. Oof, that's bad.
So if can you show me the options on the dice?
There is like the little
You could
exclamation.
hold up the dugout thing, the dwarfs one, because it has all of them there.
Oh,
Like it's hard to see here, but you could just pull up the dwarf dugout card, and they're all there. So, yeah, the top two are like there's an explosion for knockdown. So that's like the normal push them over. They take an armor save. If they fail it, they're out. If they don't, they're prone. Crunch as an exclamation point. That's like the best result. That's the same thing, except the armor. There's a 1- to the armor save. Miss does nothing. Tackle is like knockdown, but it forces that player can't take any more actions that turn. Um, and then the last one is shove. You just push them directly back, and
yeah.
you can follow up.
Okay,
So,
so you just finished your turn there, right?
and we can't do anything else. So yeah.
No.
So
Okay, so
get them up,
tie them
disappears.
up is gone.
Move the ball. What is that?
Claim this card if a ball was moved 5 or more squares away from your end zone by a player from your team, whether it was thrown or carried or bounced.
Okay.
Okay, let me think about something. When you sidestep, you just sidestep by a single space, right?
A single space, and it has to be out of. So like the trolls or the
Which elf?
you would have to go back diagonally, or one of the 3 spaces behind her, I think, is the only way you could get away.
Yeah. Can you... Oh, wait, a few more. Yeah, okay. Our movement is 6. Hmm.
You have all linemen there.
They're all lining you.
Too much thinking, Adam.
Okay. So the witch elf is going to do a sidestep back. Like a diagonal sidestep back.
Let me think about this for a second. I'm gonna play Shadow and sidestep with you, like, and move directly forward 1 space.
Directly forward. Okay, with
Like
which?
I'm moving. Yeah, that person is just gonna move there, such that you're still marked.
Okay.
I don't know if that was a good idea, or could I? Actually, I'm gonna do the side step. Oh, actually, let me see. A second.
Pick a player from your team that was marking that opponent. That player can move into the square
So I
that the
think
opponent moved
exactly what
out
we
of.
did. Yeah. So whatever, I did it.
Okay. Okay. Um. I am going to. Gonna play this card that says dodge. Play this card before you make a run action with a player from your team. For this action, that player can move adjacent to opponents but must end open.
That's good.
So, like my
You
lineman
can
or like
you can
any of these
just get the
linemen
ball.
and just
Now
run in and get.
the witch could do it. Like whoever. If the
But the
lineman
witch
does that,
couldn't because she's marked, right? Is she could only
oh, because you can't
sidestep.
make a run. Yeah, so I think you're right. So your one of your linemen could do it. They would have to kind of go around the witch by like one and shit, 1, 2 to get the ball. But
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then I think I claim this move the ball one, right? Claim this if the ball was moved 5 or more squares away from your end zone. So yeah.
yeah,
If I move up 1, this 2. Okay. So now I have potentially one more action.
yeah, you fucking did it.
Mm-hmm. So guess maybe the witch elf can try and knock down your.
Yeah,
I think that is probably
probably.
the best. Unless I want to bring in another player.
I mean,
Oh, actually, couldn't she actually just mark? Oh no, no, yeah, she could mark and still hit him.
oh yeah, yeah, you could.
But do I want to do that? They probably don't want to move closer to your. Oh no, I guess I could
Then
move one forward, kind of.
you could just move directly beside him, and then it wouldn't.
Yeah,
He
let's just
wouldn't
do
be like
that.
pounded on.
We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And we'll see if I can. Oh, actually, that maybe. So I pushed him. So I push him.
Away. I think it's away. So like towards the blocked shit.
And then I can choose if I want.
Yeah, you can. You don't have to.
In this case, I may as
You
well
do
do.
it probably because then it prevents me from just running around or
Yeah,
something.
so we'll do it.
Is he
Whatever.
He's the troll slayer, right?
Correct. Um. Okay, so now I'm gonna move
Yeah.
this thing, break some bones. Claim this card if an opponent was injured. You can probably do that.
They
You should.
need to be injured though,
Witch
not
elf.
just knocked down. But I kind of feel I need to deal with the ball. So I think mark the lineman by the trapdoor, diagonal back to be next to the dude with the
Okay,
ball.
so. Okay. Let me see something.
Yeah.
Okay, so diagonal back. 1,
Yeah.
2. So he's like
I
right
kind of think
beside
that,
him.
yeah. I think so. That's something I could do. Now, what? I guess maybe move the lineman on I up one and then diagonally down one. So like J,
Up one, diagonal down one to J.
like
Okay.
forward one and dag. So he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think, because that to me looks like that runner dude couldn't really get anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's true.
And so then I think I'm just throw a block with the lineman probably.
Okay. Tackle. I think that's what that is, the skull with the explosion.
So that, yeah, it's a tackle, but it would mean the guy who threw the tackle couldn't do another action. In this
Mhm.
case, that's irrelevant because it was my last action. But so now you can roll to see where the ball goes.
Does
Well,
my guy
actually,
get hurt too?
yeah, you have to make the armor save.
Okay.
You get a normal armor save, or
4. I think that's
you're
good.
probably
So he's
fine,
fine.
so.
And then we roll to see what happens to the ball. An 8. So it's directly behind him.
Garbage. Okay. So I didn't get breaks and bones. So the passing, because it was injured, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
Oh,
have to
unlucky.
injure them.
All right, but yeah, so show us a completion goes back,
Yeah.
goes away. Yeah, Greg, we were unfortunate. He made an armor save. We would have otherwise we would have been able to get 2 points for knocking over a lineman. Take them down. If that was there, that's like if that would have been there, we would have gotten that because it's just like knock someone over or injure them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay, so now it's my go. So
it's interesting. The dwarves are so slow. Like I feel, Adam, for your players, like even though you still only have like 4 players on the pitch, like you can still kind of go wherever you want.
yeah.
Whereas
Yeah, I don't think I can injure your players that easily. Like I could injure your Slayer maybe.
he's not that hard. His
Yeah.
armor's garbage, and
So in that sense, I think I'm going to use one of the linemen and mark your Troll Slayer.
yeah.
Then I'm going to try and take him out with the Witch Elf, I guess. So I can roll 2 because I'm. Oh boy. So a push. This is a push, but it's into like the median.
I think that makes them go down. Let me see. Push directly away from the blocking player. If this would occupied or blocked off the board, they're knocked down.
Okay.
So he does have to take an armor save.
So I'll
A
roll that
normal armor
now.
save.
A 3. So he's knocked
Jesus
down.
Christ.
He's out.
Fucking bullshit.
And so that means I can break some bones.
Yeah, so you got it.
What's this do?
Such garbage.
Digging up bones.
You have one
Okay.
more action, I think.
Oh, I have one more action, yeah.
Resurrecting things that are bad.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually just gonna put Yeah, I'm gonna put the runner. I'm gonna take a reserve action, I think. Put the runner here.
Would it be more fair to play against similar teams? I don't know. I think the attempt was they were supposed to be balanced, but I think people largely agree the dwarves are one of the shittier teams. I think just because they're so slow. But
Mind you, we don't really know how
as
to play.
novice players, I don't think it matters hugely. But I think the dwarves, since they're so slow, it's hard to reposition them and stuff. All right, so show us a completion's a thing now.
Yeah.
Greg, what do you think we should do? Oh, Greg's gone. Is the blitzer on the play? Oh, he's an E, I think.
He's an E, yeah. So you might be able to get... How good are your dudes at throwing? Whew, they're pretty shit.
Garbage.
They're so bad.
They're garbage at all things.
Only the runner is okay.
So
So the runner could, where he's at, he could run and get the ball.
he can, yeah.
And then he could make a throw, but that might be kind of risky.
He would just fuck it.
Probably.
So yeah, the runner's gonna go up and get the ball.
Okay, so I think he'll ant like 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4, 5. Yeah, so he just...
Then bring up the blitzer and E. Oh, actually, let me think about this. Bring up the lineman that's close to. Well, no. Bring up, yeah, the blitzer and E. I kind of want to get him close, so I want it to be closer forward, but closer to my runner. So if I can get like a space down one more,
yeah,
maybe
in F.
Yeah, I think.
Or you could do 1, 2, 3, 4. You could be one further down if you want in G.
Maybe do that actually.
Yeah.
So that's two. Is that two actions, right? Ooh. Bring on the Troll Slayer and put him in H.
H. Okay. All right.
So this touchdown thing is gone.
Yeah.
Greg. So we got the ball, but
Who has it?
the runner who's like close to the pillar
Okay.
right in front of the dude that's laying over.
Yeah. But it's now your turnover.
Yeah, I just kind of moved other guys up to somewhat protect him, but
Okay, so let's move these down. So we still have... The new one is free up the ball. Claim this card if an opponent had possession of the ball at the start of the event, and no opponent has possession of the ball. Wait, claim this card if an opponent had possession of the ball at the start of your turn, and no opponent has that.
so if you knock the ball out of their hands, but don't like pick it up.
That's
So
weird.
if you like, if your dude stands up, throws a block, knocks over my dude, you would get that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like kind of easy. And so that's interesting because you can't foul in this game unless you
Mm-hmm.
have one of the challenge cards. So like the dude that's just sitting there, like you can't do anything
You
about
can't
him.
interact with him, like kick him or something.
Yeah. Except
Okay, so the
for-
first action, I think, probably will be for this guy to stand up,
yeah.
and he's gonna try and hit your runner.
Yeah.
That's a tackle. So that means your guy's knocked down, right?
Yeah. Is it the tackle with the skull or just the tackle?
With the skull. And
I
that
mean, he
means
can't do any other actions, but
yeah.
it. So put the ball. Hmm. Where do you think we should put the ball, Greg?
We can decide that.
The runner has a special ability called Safe Hands. Do we
Yeah.
put it in between the three dudes, or do we put it on the other side? Probably between the three dudes.
Yeah.
He can't give it to another player, right?
No, because I think you can only put it one space, and
But it can't be
since
diagonal.
it could, but it would bounce there because he's marked by
Oh yeah.
the dude
Okay,
who just
so
threw the tackle.
do you want
So
to
we need to make an armor save for the runner.
Did I put the ball in the right spot?
I think that's where we want it.
Okay.
So make an armor save for the runner. He has a 3+ save.
He's fine.
Okay, so we can stand him up later.
So
So
is
you
he
get that.
knocked down or no?
He's down, yeah, but he's
Okay.
not hurt. So you get free up the ball because it was like so easy to get.
And
We're not,
so I won't.
we're
Yeah,
not getting good we're getting screwed on the challenge cards, Greg.
Yeah, okay.
Getting
okay,
screwed.
so 1, 2. So we're at 10 now. Okay.
You put a coin on the 10, Adam, and move it back to 0.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
how it's supposed to be.
So I guess I could potentially take them down if I can knock someone down. And so I guess the witch elf could mark your dude.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess she's gonna mark him. And then she's gonna try and hit him.
Yeah.
Let me see something. I have so many cards, I don't remember what any of them do. Yeah, alright, so she's gonna make a free block action. Crunch. That's good.
Alright, so
That's your blitz.
he gets a 3+ save.
Yeah.
That's taking into account the...
He's okay. But I did take him down, so I get another point.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Not getting lucky here.
If someone's injured, what does that do? That takes him out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I have this card called Foul that I just
So you
got.
do have it.
Play this card instead of taking an action with a player from your team. Doing so counts as using one of your available actions for that turn.
Oh, so
And it says pick.
so you can't do that because you don't have any actions.
Oh, I don't have.
left.
I thought I. Oh yeah, because I stood up, hit, and then. Yeah, so I did 3. You're right.
All right, so he has foul, Greg. We're gonna get.
Okay.
That another take him down. All right.
Yes.
So what? Oh, that's the one that's kind of hard to get, maybe.
It's sort of hard to get now just based on the board position. Like, if I had another
Yeah.
player up closer, it would be pretty easy to do.
Yeah, we don't have that much going on here, Greg.
We want to stand people up.
We certainly want to do that because then otherwise they'll just fucking foul us. So, um, it kind of seems like we should probably 2 of the actions to stand both of them up. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we probably just need to throw a tackle probably on the the lineman in the back because we get to roll. Well, so it depends. We could. It's kind of the same. So we could just do it with the blitzer and onto the witch elf
Yeah.
because he can just re-roll his 1 die, or we could do it on the lineman in the back since they're 2 and we'd get 2 dice. So I don't know
Which
which would be
is
better.
softer.
Probably the witch.
The
The
witch
witch elf is
elf.
probably softer. So
Take her down.
So actually,
Yeah.
I have a thing I think I can do. I have this card that says step aside. Play this card after a player from your team is chosen as a target of a block action. So that would be the Witch Elf. Before
Yeah.
the block dice is rolled, that player can make 1 sidestep action. The block action is cancelled and does not count as having been made.
So yeah.
So she's just gonna step 1 back. I can do
Yeah.
that. Or
Yeah.
I'll just step 1 back.
Okay. All right. So I guess Greg, instead we just do it on the line and roll 2 dice.
Yeah.
So we got a push, and the explosion is just a takedown,
Yeah.
right?
So he a tackle. So he just goes over and makes a normal 4+ save.
He's okay.
All right. Well, we at least still take them down.
Yeah, you do.
So that's decent.
I'm gonna hold up the card for you to see.
Yeah.
That was 1 point, yeah, so you move up to 6.
Okay. I got the card.
Yeah.
I think I need to go to bed, guys. Sorry I haven't been.
Oh, it's
No
okay.
worries.
But I have a better sense of how this is played. The rules aren't online, are they?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's like
Alright.
watch it played and shit, but
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you,
Thanks.
Greg.
Have fun.
Okay, so now it's my turn, correct?
Dave said good night.
Good night, Dave. Thank you.
Cards sucks. All right. Well,
Wow, the runner is super fast. I can't even imagine the Skaven. Their like gutter runner can move 9.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
So I mean, if I stand this one guy up and then mark like your runner,
Mm-hmm.
then I would get tie them up. I think. Claim this card if at least 3 opponents are marked by at least 2 different players. Yeah.
If at least 3 opponents.
Are marked by at least 2 of my players.
Um. But if where would you be moving him to, marking him to?
It could be like here, or it wouldn't matter, I don't think. Because if he stands up, he's marking 2 players, and then so long as she marks the blitzer, that's the 3rd.
But isn't it saying each player has to mark at least 3 players? So each of those is only marking 2 players.
Claim this card if at least 3 opponents are marked. So by at
Okay.
least 2 different players. So I think, yeah, I just
Yeah.
need that. 3 of your players have to be marked by 2 of mine. And that's what the picture shows too.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like super easy.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what I'm gonna do that. He's gonna
Dwarves
stand up. And then the witch elf is going to
Yeah.
mark, and I'm probably just gonna mark your runner, or what's he called?
Okay. Yeah, that's
The
it.
runner. And then I
you
get
get that card now.
yeah,
Or free action probably.
yeah. What does this do? Oh. And so then now I can attack, get my free action to hit
Mm-hmm.
your
Yeah.
runner, and he,
You get the 2.
yeah, crunch.
Okay, so he gets a 4+ save.
Yeah, he's gone. Um,
So I think you have one more action, right?
I have one more action, yeah. I mean, so I guess I could, the witch elf, she could make a block action, right?
Yeah.
If I wanted to. Or I guess the lineman could as well. The witch elf is going to try and block your blitzer, I guess.
Yeah.
Missed.
Okay.
So then actually I have one more thing I think I want to do. I'm gonna use this card, Inspiration, which allows me to take a 4th action.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to move up. Move up the runner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The runner's gonna move up there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So then I'm gonna shift this stuff down. So the new one is claim this card if at least 2 players from your team are within 2 squares of the end zone. Okay, so you can't get that.
I mean, of whose end zone actually?
Oh no, maybe that is cover. No, of your end zone. So yeah, you'll get
Well,
that.
I could get it if I moved someone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess move the Slayer up next to that one lineman. Like
Like here.
I, it's like an
Yeah.
I to, I guess, claim that.
So you move up by 1 to 7. And then
Yeah, what's on it? Gonna use that. It's another reserves. Put the runner in.
okay. Where do you want them?
Maybe like G or something.
Okay.
So that's one action. So then maybe mark the Troll Slayer up 1
Mm-hmm.
and then do the free 2 2
Mm-hmm.
block on the lineman.
2 push.
2 push. You fucking kidding me?
No.
Yeah, well, you just push him forward.
And you can decide if you want to follow or not.
I guess I do. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So ooh,
So you have 1 more action.
yeah. All right. The Troll Slayer is doing another block on the same guy, I guess.
Yeah. Miss and tackle miss or explosion
Yeah,
miss.
so
It's just
he
he's
just
knocked down.
make the save before plus.
That's a 6, so he's fine.
God. Can't do anything. I probably shouldn't even done that. I should have just run another dude. But then I still would have gotten that, so never mind. Wait a minute. That would be worth it. All right. Um. Yeah. So put the show no fear up. I guess
What does that do?
you're like on the trapdoor or something, and maybe don't have the ball, or if the
Playing this
opponent
card
has
if
the
a
ball.
player from your team is standing on the trapdoor and an opponent has possession of the ball.
Yeah. So you can't get that.
No. Hmm.
You did move me up 1 point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I get the 7, the game just ends, right?
I think it might have to be 1 over, but
Okay. Hmm.
yeah, exceeds by 10 points. Or wait, no, I guess it, no, I guess it would just get there because exceed by 10 points. If you get on top of that, so I think, yeah, I think that would be fine, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so I'm actually gonna use I think this one card. It's called Interference. Play this
Mm-hmm.
card before one of your players makes a mark action. That player can move up to 4 squares instead of 2 for that mark action.
Mm.
So on this lineman here, 1, 2, so he can just like move right up there.
Wow.
And like, I'm gonna try and
Yeah.
mark that guy.
Does that count as an action? Like a
Yeah,
better mark
yeah,
action, right?
that's a mark action. Then I feel I am going to have the witch elf is gonna try and hit your blitzer.
Okay.
So, oh, I rolled a. That's not the right dice. 2 pushes. Let me see something. That's kind of shit. But let me.
Oh, thanks for watching, Dave. Have a nice evening.
Yeah. So like. So I'm going to play this card Raw Talent, and I can
Mm-hmm.
re-roll a dice roll. So I'm just gonna re-roll one of these dice to see if I can get something better than
You
a
have to
push.
re-roll both.
Oh, I thought it said to re-roll any dice roll. Oh, so I guess it's considered.
The re-rolls are always re-roll all dice.
Okay, so then yeah, that's fine.
It almost can't be that
A
useless.
push and a tackle.
Yeah.
So he's down.
So he has a 2+ armor save.
Yeah, he failed.
Okay.
I would have taken him out with foul, I guess, but
I suppose that's true.
so then the last action, I think I'm just gonna. Hmm. Put this guy, the blitzer from reserve, put him in.
Okay.
So show us a completion is gone.
Mm-hmm. Free up
Free
the
up
ball. Like
ball.
that won't work. Because the ball hasn't moved in many turns.
Yeah, I can hold it in. It's interesting the ball being placed where it is. It's actually kind of in the way to doing stuff. I guess it could just bounce, which isn't the worst.
And it's sort of frustrating that if they're on the ground, you can't fucking do anything from it because I haven't been able to actually get rid of any of your players. So as a result, nothing happens ever.
Yeah. Like the only way you can do that is if you have foul.
Yeah. Move D up 4 spaces forward.
Mm-hmm.
Move G 4 forward.
Oh wait, maybe which one 4 forward? The first one?
Just all like both of the runners, or whatever dudes, the linemen. Just move them up.
So the one's the runner.
Oh, is there?
That's
That is a
G.
runner. Oh, so I should think about that more. Still move them only 4 up straight forward. Then
Mm-hmm.
move the lineman way at the bottom
Mm-hmm.
Up 3, I guess.
To stand beside the guy on the ground, or no?
Yeah,
Or diagonal from him, or like one space from him.
I guess directly beside my guys maybe makes more sense.
Okay, so you get the get moving.
Yeah. It's okay. That's my turn.
Okay, so you shift down. So there are 2 free up the ball.
I kind of. How many cards are left in the deck?
Not
3 or 4?
like 4.
Okay.
Hmm. I mean, at this point,
Move one of your dudes onto the trapdoor because you'll. Or does the other person have to have the ball to claim that?
claim this card if a player from your team is standing on the trapdoor and an opponent has possession. Yeah, so I can't get that.
No one will ever get that. I literally think we will never get that. I kind of think that future games, I think there's a rule. Let me see something.
Oh, where more balls come into play
Yeah,
and
like
stuff.
get on with. If a team starts possession, a turn in possession of the ball on the pitch, and by the end of the turn they still have possession and have not claimed any challenge card, a new ball enters play. All right, so that still wouldn't actually apply here because no one has the ball ever. I don't know. I would say let's speed this up, and I feel like the
Yeah.
game's gonna be over relatively soon, even if we just throw some blocks and no one gets the ball.
Yeah. The witch elf is going to.
I mean, to be honest, if you would just mark up on top of the ball, it might bounce backwards. Then you could grab the ball and just
That's
run
fair.
in circles around me.
That's
So
true.
maybe try to do that.
To mark, we'll roll to see where it goes first. What is that? Is that a 6? Oh, so it lands
Yeah.
on the guy who's down.
So then roll again,
Roll
I
it
guess.
again. A 1. Oh, so then it goes back behind me.
Yeah, so that's what she basically
And
wanted.
so she can get a free action to hit somebody.
Yeah.
So I guess it probably makes most sense to hit either the Troll Slayer or the
Probably the
Runner.
Slayer because he has a shittier armor.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm sure
Crunch.
he'll get killed. Yeah, so he's gonna die because it warps.
A 3. Yeah, so
he's
he's
dead.
gone. So that was the first action.
Didn't you mark for? Oh yeah, you're right. That was the free thing.
So then.
You can't.
Trying to think of.
Why don't you just use the girl block the runner dude or the one on the top? If you knock him over, your runner can get the ball and run through.
Yeah, so this lineman just
at the top, kinda. Or no, I was thinking the runner. Hit the runner. If your witch elf throws another block diagonally to the runner, if you get him down, then you can just grab the ball with maybe that's a runner and like just run right up and win maybe. Or probably
yeah,
not
so I'm
win,
gonna
but
try and hit him. Skull explosion, so that means he's knocked down.
yeah, so he has a 3+ save.
Yeah. He's gone. Jesus. Okay, so the dwarves are just getting pounded.
Yeah, so now you might be able to score here. If that is that a runner or is it a lineman? I don't know what any.
The
I
guy
can't tell
right
you.
by the ball is a lineman. So it would have to be
1, 2,
one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're one space away, I think, from getting it. So one onto the ball, one back again.
3, 4, 5, 6. So it'd be like there.
Oh, I thought they could move 7. Just a second, I'll be back. Oh, okay, I'm back.
Yeah, so like now I question, like maybe I don't actually want to pick up the ball
Yeah,
because
yeah,
then you'll like knock him down, and
yeah. Then I'll just. It's your problem,
so I
right?
feel it would probably make more sense if I just
Yeah, you're right.
ran somebody or like marked somebody. Probably not marking, unless I could like go mark 1, move the lineman up 1. Does that make sense? What doesn't even matter, I don't feel.
Just do a thing, Adam.
Or I'm just gonna stand up the other dude.
Yeah, that's better because then it
Okay.
eliminates me doing anything.
Yeah. Oh, actually,
Emergency reserve.
show no fear's gone.
Yeah. Emergency reserve. The troll slayer in.
Okay, where do you want him?
G maybe.
Yeah.
In all honesty, we could probably just call this game.
That's fine.
Like,
Yeah. I
I
don't think.
can, I could maybe get some points or something, but I can't. I won't be able to win it. It's too far. There's literally
Mhm.
no way I could get a touchdown,
Yeah.
and I can't get the ball either. I don't think because
Yeah.
yeah. So I could maybe get some, but even those, I can't even. None of the free up can't get that. Won't be able to get the ball. So like, I probably can't get any challenge cards
Mhm.
for the rest of the game, even if we did play it.
Yeah, what's even left? Show us a completion. That's bullshit.
I
There's one
can't do
take them
that.
down and break some bones.
So those things could
Could be
potentially be
done.
done, but based on how this game is gone, I feel I probably couldn't get those off now.
Yeah. Okay, we can just call
Yeah,
it.
so good game.
Yeah.
The the dwarves aren't great.
I mean, they're hard to take down, but like it's just as
Not
soon
really
as someone
though.
you roll badly, you lose a player, and then you're like really behind.
But even if like, so they have good armor, but good armor to me it seems like it doesn't even matter that much because they still
Hmm.
get knocked down easily. And I
And
mean,
then you have to waste an
this
action.
was bad rolling, and that like even though I had good armor saves, I like
Well,
never made the save.
if you didn't have the free reserve things, like you would have been, because you used like
Yeah,
3 of the free reserve things. If
or
you
I
didn't
used
have
two
that,
free reserve cards. Then the last one I just got the free reserve because I
oh,
had only 3 players on the pitch.
okay, yeah. So
But
yeah, I
yeah,
don't know. The armor's not great. Having good armor,
it's not terrible, but it's not like because it's easy to get knocked over.
I feel like the Dark Elf team is just a lot better in that they're much faster, and most
The
of them
team is
have,
basically the same team. It's just they're faster.
and their armor's
So,
not as good, but it's
but
good
it doesn't
enough
matter.
that it
It doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter.
It's like
And they
it's
can
still
also
good.
throw. And like your guys, the dwarves
Yeah,
can't. So the
the
dwarves,
dwarves
they
are a
seem pretty
poor
bad.
they're a poor substitute, and like they're basically the human team, but again, still worse because they can't move anywhere. So the dwarves are a bad team,
Yeah, they're
and
bad.
like they kind of need to get like their armor saves, like just because at least then because they move so slowly. Like if the linemen have the move of force, that means like literally they never got the whole game was played in my
They
half.
moved up like, yeah.
Dwarves are frustrating because they're so slow that like if something doesn't go your way or you lose a person, it's hard to like pull them into a
Out
new.
of the gutter. Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know. I think that went okay. We have a better sense of how to play now. Or at least I do.
And it works easily enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it works.
Well,
Yeah, it works.
so I guess maybe we can call the stream to a
Yeah,
close.
we
Yeah.
can call it. Thanks anyone or everyone for listening.
Yeah.
In the future, we can probably maybe improve if we do play any games like this. We can probably improve it and maybe somehow make it more interesting. But it was still
Yeah.
nice to see it, and it
Yeah, I
worked.
thought it went okay. Alright, well, yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. It's been fun. We will talk to you again soon. Stay safe, keep on enjoying the hobby, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon.